And live from the Toowoomba Sports Club, it's the TRL Footy Show, brought to you this week by Oakey RSL and Power FM. And now it's over to the host of the program from the Obie and Cookie Call on Power FM, Andrew O'Brien.
Well, thanks very much, Robbo. And in case you're missing, mate, I am on fire at the moment, you see. So, look, that's very good. You're somewhere out there in cyberspace, Robbo. But welcome to this very special edition of the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, where it's 47th Battalion Week. And my special guest and co-host tonight is none other than Paul Reedy. How are you, Reed?
Yeah, good, thanks, Obie. How are you today, mate?
And let's get the show going. I've got the coach of the 47th Battalion Southwest Mustangs ladies team, Richard Dugdale. How are you, Richard?
Good, thanks, Andrew.
Well, let's get stuck straight into it. And Mustangs, let's talk about Mustangs first, Reeds, and a narrow loss to your under-20s against the Seagulls on the weekend.
Yeah, the boys had the tough travel, I suppose, heading down to Tweed, and it was a 6:30 game on a Saturday night, so it's a pretty long day for the boys, and then obviously a late trip home. But the game sort of ebbed and flowed, and so did the score. We were behind, we were in front, then we were behind, then we were in front, then we were behind, and on the hooter when it finally went, we found ourselves that one try behind. Pretty unlucky to sort of get there. We had a number of our under-18 step up, which stepped up and played really well for us, which was good. Young Tom Davis and Luke Maiden, they filled in some of the spots there and went particularly well. So some of our under-18s, well, we've got a number of our under-20s out with some long-term injuries, so it's good to see them get the opportunity. And
Reed, I know we're in the bottom half of the ladder. Where does Tweedhead's Seagulls sit?
They're a couple above us. They've had a couple of wins on the board, and they've obviously got a few of the Titans under-20s from last year in their side as well, so they're a fair side. The boys played quite well, and Eugene was happy with them. It was just a couple of lapses there that let the Tweed side kick away and get a few points on us. But they got this weekend off, 47th Battalion. We drew the bye this weekend, so the boys will have a bit of a rest, and that'll give us an opportunity for some of those players that are injured to hopefully be able to recoup and get back on the paddock.
And briefly, the under-18 grand final is on for the Mustangs division. I think it's called the Melbourne Inga Cup.
Melbourne Inga Cup,
right?
Yep,
and I know a couple of Toowoomba players are playing in there, Corey Pax and Brock Dimmitt, is that right?
Yeah, so Pakesy and Brock will both take their place in the North Devils side, so they were in our under-18 grand final side last year, and with the Broncos they've placed them with Norths this year, and they're going particularly well, the two boys, so you know, best of luck. It's great to see Norths get up and win, and a couple of Toowoomba boys down there doing the job for him.
Yeah, Paxy's captain, so hopefully he can bring home the bacon on behalf of all us Toowoomba Knights. Now, we'll claim you, Corey, so let's go. Let's get into the 47th Battalion. Hang on, before that, Toowoomba Phillies, I nearly forgot. Their first division lost 48-16 against the South Magpies division, which I think Steph Hancock plays for. In Division 2, they lost to Anala 28 points to 14, and they also have the bye. But let's get stuck into the actual 47th Battalion, the Southwest Mustangs side. And Richard, how's training going, mate?
Yeah, very solid. Very solid. Had a good turnout, which is terrific. Have the last training session tonight, where we'll finalise the team patterns and plays, and then we're ready for action on the weekend.
Well, let's have a look at the team, if we can put it up on screen. And you've got a very strong team. Do you have any late withdrawals, Richard?
No withdrawals, so full deck, everybody's ready to roll.
Okay, and you're playing... Look, the Phillies in the Women's Rugby League have come a long way, and you know, we're getting to know the players. They've got their own personalities. You've got some star players to watch on the weekend out at Glenholme Park, none other than Steph Hancock. You've got Emily Young and Molly, what's Molly's last name? O'Connell. And they're going very well. So who's the other guys, apart from those three headliners, to watch on the weekend?
Probably the two key ladies are Kiralee Sires, who is currently at fullback, but can play in the centres and was also part of the Central Division Crows emerging players last year. And the other one who's new on the scene for the Phillies as well is the 5'8", Rosie Parsons, who has been in outstanding form and would not be out of place in any other A-grade team in the Brisbane competition.
So I see most of them are from the Phillies, but you've got Belinda Chain she's from Normanby in Brisbane.
From the Normanby Hounds.
As well as Hancock, of course, yeah.
From the Normanby Hounds, a young lady who has made the effort to come and trial for the Phillies, originally from the Toowoomba area, so that gave her the eligibility to play for the Mustangs, and has put her hand up, covers a number of roles, is just keen, young, and yeah, she'll do quite well.
Now, I think a couple of the girls in that team, Richard, from the past seasons with the Phillies that are going particularly well, and I think they'll go well, and that'll be Lauren Coburn and Nicole Weir. I've been really impressed with Nicole. A couple of years ago she came along to the Phillies for her first game and had never played women's rugby league, all the way from Killarney, used to travel down 2 nights a week to train and then to play, and she's going particularly well, and she wouldn't find herself out of place in a Brisbane First Division side either.
Yeah, look, both of those ladies, that's the back row for the Mustangs team, Nicole and Lauren. Both very good defenders, which is basically what we're looking for, and they don't mind playing wide, but they can also play in pretty tight as well.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, Richard, now we're at the next level where these girls are representing us. 2 questions. Which are the opposition teams to watch? And you being coach of the rep side, and you've got a whole lot of Phillies in there, how different is it compared to what they're playing to where this is going to be on the weekend?
Okay, I'll start with your second question first.
Can you remember my second question?
Yeah,
that's good, yeah.
So I suppose with any level that you go up, the speed and intensity is the difference. So the ladies have been fortunate this year. In the past they played Division B in the Brisbane competition, which is a little bit slower, but they've been playing A Division now, which gives them a little bit more of a taste of that high level, speed, intensity, and probably more the fact that there's not too many weaknesses in the opposition. And in terms of the key teams, unfortunately we've drawn Gladstone, which will be packing Chelsea Baker and her sister, and also Cody House and a couple of other quality players. But that's a real challenge. We've also got Rockhampton on our side, which will be a great challenge because Sam Leisha, who's a former Philly, will be playing for Rockhampton. So
tell us what you've been concentrating on with the team, given you've got this next level coming up. And another question, I suppose, David McCall's the coach of the Phillies. You've been corresponding with him?
We've had communication. In terms of what we're looking at, it's trying to get a momentum. Rugby league's very much the more momentum you have in attack, the more you can dominate the opposition, and obviously then in defence the idea is to dominate the opposition and control their momentum. So we've just been looking at some plays around in and around the ruck area, line defence, and then in attack trying to get on the front foot and keep the opposition going backwards. And
Reeds, I think we can't underestimate the importance of this tournament for the men, but it's even just probably historical for the women to play this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity, and especially with the NRL now having the ladies competition, which is a shortened season, and it'll be starting up later in the year. But what a great opportunity for some of these girls, particularly some of the Toowoomba Phillies, to at representative level and get some experience of the likes of Steph Hancock out there, for them to be able to push their case forward for maybe a ladies NRL contract down the track.
Yeah, well, look, I must admit the old saying, well, we should have been doing this years ago, probably comes to fore, doesn't it, Reeds? Yeah,
so we've been poking along with the Phillies till they've gone over to Valleys this year, and they're doing a particularly good job over there with them at Valleys as well. And the women's rugby league's really coming along in leaps and bounds over the last 4 or 5 years, and particularly with the junior numbers now that are coming through. We've always had to find the ladies and teach them at a later age, but now the girls are coming through. They're going to be able to really sort of filter into that Philly side in years to come and keep them strong.
Well, look, Richard, you said you played Gladstone first. What time is that game?
Our first game is, I believe, we're at the 2 o'clock kickoff.
Okay.
Followed by the late game at 6 o'clock.
In fact,
both on Saturday.
Both on Saturday.
Both on Saturday, and then Sunday, depending upon results, we have the cross pool.
And I think our own George McVeigh, especially on Saturday, he's calling a few of your games, and Terry Cook on Sunday will be calling the ladies' finals. Okay, so look, let's go to a break now. We're going to look at a very funny interview that I did for under-18s Highfields on the weekend, and you've got to watch it right to the end. It's got a sort of, how should I put, a real knockout finish. And we're going to the break for that interview. So this is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, brought to you by Oki RSL and Power FM. Andrew Byron reporting QRL, TRL Media, and we are here in the Highfields dressing shed for the under-18, the leaders and undefeated leaders in the under-18. It's the Toowoomba Better Electrical competition, and here we are, one of the coaches, Jared Lee, mate. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks, Abe. You're a legend.
That's good, mate. And, mate, you've got all the lead boys. You've got Stephen. You've got the old man helping you, mate. I believe you're a translator, mate, from the 60s, 70s inspiration that Richie does, and you've got to translate it to the boys.
Yeah, it's a family affair here in the coaching staff, so I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, Richie does talk in a bit old language. He's got a good philosophy about playing footy nice and hard and tough, but just like to influence the boys with a bit of new school stuff, so yeah.
Okay, mate, and who are you nominating to talk? Where's Harry? Henry, here we are. Did a bit of deja vu, mate. How many tries today?
Oh, 5.
Now, mate, do you remember how to commentate? What was your best try, mate? Take us through it.
Yeah, the first one where Sammy gets the ball out back and just pops a sneaky pass through at the back and, yeah, slip through.
Congratulations, 5, mate. Now, what about, what's your name?
Clay.
Clay? Is that a funny name or something?
Yeah, it is, mate.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, no, it's not. You'll be proud of it. What position do you play, mate?
I played halfback today, but usually hooker.
Yeah, but you enjoyed the win today?
Yeah, it's good.
And got Gat in a couple of weeks, mate. Looking forward to that?
Tell him we're coming for him.
Oh, we will as well, mate. Now, we've got young Flanagan down there who played here last year. And he's a very, very good player and have boosted them, but they just got done by after the bell yesterday, so it'd be good to test your skills against a good side like Gatton in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, mate, we'll be there.
Yeah, that's
we'll line them up.
Okay, so you're enjoying your footy?
Yeah, loving it.
That's good. Who's the funniest teammate you got?
Jack Kennedy by far. Get him in here.
Come here, Jack. Hey, mate. Hey, mate, were you in there doing your hair?
Yeah, yep.
Are you a comb hair or brush hair? What do you do?
Just a hand.
Just a hand, do you, mate?
Hat during the day.
I said, why do they think you're so funny?
I don't know. You're not. Nah. Dan's the funny one in the team.
Oh, that's good. Who's Dan, mate?
Is that big problem?
Yeah, talk to me over here, Dan. Yeah, mate. And I heard, mate, you got the biggest cheer of the day, man, when you put that 2 points over, mate.
Yeah.
A bit of deja vu. You were here last year, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, you're going well. You're going. Okay, you little scallywags. Okay, look, you're playing very, very well, and all the best for the rest of the season, eh?
And this is the TRL Footy Show, live and free from the Toowoomba Sports Club for the Oki RSL and Power FM, live and free on Power TV Australia.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks very much for that, Robbo. We're here at the wonderful Toowoomba Sports Club for this special edition of the 47th Battalion TRL Footy Show. And joining us is the 47th Battalion rep coach, Chris McEwen. How are you, Chris?
Not bad, guys. Yourself?
That's good. Well, before we get into the 47th Battalion, Chris, you're also the brothers coach, so we're going to preview or recap the round 6 TRL. And on Saturday night, I went to this game. Gatton 80 defeated South 12. Austin Jennings scored 4 tries, and there was a swag of tries there as well. And incidentally, no Gatton representatives in the 47th Battalion side, but yeah, South, where do we go from here, Reed?
Yeah, not too sure what's going to happen with the Tigers. Like, that's a pretty big scoreline. It's good to see them still getting there, putting that side together. It is a real rebuilding time for them, but you know, Gatton 80, they got beaten the week before, the Hawks, and they come out against South and really put some points on them. I see Dom the hot dog Hawk got over for a couple as well, so yeah, he tells everyone he's the hot dog down there of Gatton apparently. Yeah, well he played very well actually. He's been fighting a hamstring injury, and he's a very, very smart player, and I know he'll be
battling along for the Hawks as the season goes on. In reserve grade, Gatton 44 defeated South 8. In under 18, South 32 defeated Gatton 28. Now, what a game this was. It was 28 all at full-time Reeds, and Gatton, for some reason, kicked the ball after full-time. South got the ball and they scored and won the game.
Well, you don't. That's a bit of a coach killer, isn't it? You don't want to see that happen too much. But South's getting a number of their under 18 players back from our Mustangs at the completion of the shortened under 18 season. That's going to put them in good stead for the rest of the year. Those under 18s, they've got a particularly strong side. So Gatton must have played pretty well though to keep the score that close. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go for the rest of the year. But the young fellow who kicked the football, he won't ever do that again.
No, but top of the ladder clash that was, and those two will certainly be figuring in the final series. Second division, Gatton 34-0. Now on to Glenholme Park, and Warwick 34 defeated Brothers 0. And Chris, it was 2-0 at half time, and I must admit it was 2-0 after 10 minutes in the second half, and you must be very, very pleased with your boys.
Yeah, we were. We've done a lot of work on some of the basic stuff, particularly in our defensive area, and we've got a lot of young kids that have not played a lot of first grade football, so they're still learning the game. And I think when we played Pittsworth and they put a big score on us, it was the first week we introduced some new systems into the defence, and I think they were a bit overawed with some of it. But I think it came together a bit better on Saturday night and helped us immensely in that first half. We just couldn't sustain it for the second half.
And look, do you think that came out of the blue? Or I was talking to Phil Economides and he was very, very complimentary of you. It was 17 out of 19 sets you held the ball in the first half. Did it surprise you, or were you just happy with it?
No, I thought we went really well against Wattles a couple of weeks earlier, and you know, when the game got a bit tougher, the guys actually stuck in there and hung in and went back into the game. They could have turned it up and walked away, and they didn't do that, and that surprised me. I thought they've got a little bit of fight in them, and I thought they showed that again Saturday night. Our defence was really good. We had great numbers in the tackles, and we controlled the ruck area very well for a long period of time. Just with some of the guys, they're not overly fit, and we were about 8 weeks behind our training, so probably come up. That's what got us in the long run. We run up a bit short in the fitness area toward the back end of the game. Incidentally, Mitch Petros, his third game in a row where he played the full 80 minutes. Yeah, he's not happy about it, but unfortunately we don't have too many big bodies. We don't have a lot of depth in the club, so when we go back to the reserve grade, we're searching a little bit to find players with big bodies, and unfortunately we're asking Mitch to play 80 minutes, but that's not going to do him any good doing that every week for the whole year, so we're going to have to try and manage to find some time to give him a rest soon. Yeah, well, let's not forget about Warwick. They played well, and they said they had to play well to beat you guys. They've got injuries coming out their ears, and I did say to Phil that he'd have to have training this week in the Warwick Hospital outpatients section. So, but a couple of good players for them. Josh O'Brien scored a couple. Yeah, a few of them went well. Harry Sullivan got a meat pie, so that was very, very good. In reserve grade, it was Warwick 44 defeated Brothers 6. And under 18s, Warwick returned to the winners' circle, 30 points to 26. All close games. Chris, second division, 38-16 to Warwick. Yeah, our under 18s unfortunately been unlucky. They've lost most of their games by 2 to 6 points every week. If they can just manage to get a victory, I think they're a lot better side than they're giving themselves credit for. They just don't know how to win at the moment, and it's always close. And then on to our Hutchies match of the round, and what a match it was. I reckon it was our best match of the season so far. Wattles defeated Highfield 16-12, couple of tries to Jake Hargraves, and Braden Wilson scored the play of the day. 10 minutes out, it was 12-8. The actual game was precariously placed, and he scored about 40 metres to actually take it out of Highfield's hands. Campbell Stewart scored late to score his second try of the match, and Aaron Hooper. So, and the wingers went a long way, but good quality football, Reeds. Yeah, and we always talked this up, didn't we, all last show? Yeah, we did. It was going to be the match of the round, and it didn't disappoint by the scoreline. People I spoke to that were out there said it was a fantastic match
I suppose it augurs well when there's been a few good close games like that. I actually thought Highfields I tipped Highfields last week. I thought with the week off, they might have come out and been a little bit too strong for Wattles in the end, but as it turned out, Wattles with young Braden getting across the line and putting it out of reach of Highfields, but they still came back with that late try to never say die. So they'll be two of the sides that will definitely feature in the end of the year into the semi-finals for sure.
So you're unsuccessful in that tipping, Reeds?
Yeah, but I'm winning it, beating everybody else, including you, Obi.
I do not know how, but the only bloke who did tip Wattles was Gary Lawrence, and congratulating to him. And I don't know what it is, mate, but we went both, I think, for Highfields, and I went for Gundawindi because they had an easier run in. But Wattles had a great game the week before against Dalby, and they were absolutely fantastic. It was a high quality, not many mistakes, and congratulations to both sides. What I did like, Chris, was the battle of the halves, Matt Duggan and Jared Lee. Don't they like taking the line on both of those halves?
Yeah, they do. They play very direct, which is very good for a half. A lot of the younger halves coming through the mini and mod football seem to run sideways a fair bit, and that doesn't help bring players onto the ball. And both Jared and Matt do go forward very, very well. And I was at the game on Saturday night, and it was a tough game. And full credit to both sides with the way they played. It was very hard.
And what a great reserve grade game it was. Evenly poised, and that man Blake Lolback from Wattles again won the game for them, and Wattles won by 20 points to 16. Under 18, 70 points to 6, Highfields over Wattles, and then another under 18 game with South Burnett and Dalby, and they both scored 18 points each, which means that's a draw. Anyway, Valleys and Pittsworth, Valleys 30 defeated Pittsworth 16. I think it was about 16-10 at half time. A good quality game, my scribe tells me. And look at those stats on those 47th Battalion players. I believe Corey McGrady played well, as did Dylan Chown and Alona Budden. And then for Pittsworth, I believe Dempsey was good, as well as Daniel York. I've got to ask you one question, Chris. Mitch Carpenter playing for Pittsworth. Were you tempted to find out whether he could play for you guys this week?
Yeah, we made an inquiry. He was unavailable.
Unavailable, okay. And because he is dual registered with Ipswich Jets, you see, yeah. In reserve grade, Pittsworth 22-10 over Valleys, under 18s 32-4 Valleys over Pittsworth. Second division, Pittsworth 26-12 over Valleys. And then Oakey, what a game this sounded like. It was 6-0 Reeds, and then Emmanuel Hip Saray decided he would put a field goal over, and it was 7-0, unusual.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the NRL the other night with the Sharks versus the Titans. Put one over and led them 7-2 and 9-2, sorry, and it ended up being the difference in the end, didn't it, that one field goal. But Oakey obviously put a few points on later on to run away, with Josh Robertson scoring too. How good to see him back play. He played for Oakey last year when they were really struggling, and he did the whole season with them, and he's back there this year, and it's good to see him enjoying some success there with the Bears as well. Gundawindi got a pretty competitive side with a number of those young fellas out there now playing for him, so with young Joel Curry and Tyrell McCulloch and the like, so they're going to hold them in good stead too, and Gundy will get a few wins again this year as well. Yeah, the final score 31 points to 20, Oakey over Gundawindi. Reserve grade, Gundawindi 26-14. Under 18s, Gundawindi 46-10. And as we go to the break, let's have a look at the play of the day winner, Braden Wilson, as I was saying. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, brought to you this week by Oakey RSL and Power FM.
Okay, it's Terry Cook here, calling for the AB and Cookie call team here with Braden Wilson, our Toowoomba Sports Club play of the day, where he burnt off the cover defence to score the match-winning try. Congratulations, Braden.
Thank you.
How was it out there today?
It was a very physical, quick game. It was probably the quickest we've ever played this year.
you'd be happy with the defence of the Warriors at this stage of the season. He's really hung tough there, especially for long periods in that second half that sort of sealed Highfield's fate. You kept repelling them, and then you put the Jets on to score that match winner.
Oh, I think I've lost a bit of pace in the last year. Actually, Trav keeps telling me I'm an overweight winger, so...
So you got to do extras at training?
Yeah, he did tell me to do a couple extras this week.
Well, it certainly didn't show out there with that try, and congratulations on the Toowoomba Sports Club Player of the Day, mate, and keep up the good form.
Cheers, thank you.
Open. Thank you very much for your attendance. Welcome to our staff.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl.
This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday.
When you got a job to do,
go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening. The home of classic rock.
Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Whether you're a professional musician, a weekend warrior, or just starting out, you need to talk to the experts at Royce Music. With over 35 years experience, Royce, Toowoomba's oldest music store, specialise in guitars, drums and sound equipment, and can even repair and maintain your equipment. Call them today on 46 327 377, drop into their showroom at 17 Bowen Street, or find them on Facebook. Royce Music, selling Toowoomba's finest musical instruments.
Hi, I'm Neil from CGD Group, and we do printing with imagination. Our products and imaging have that wow factor. Whether it be business cards, flyers, the Coffee Gazette, or our brand new A5 video folders and animation. Have your business branding remembered. Call us today on 4639 5553. CGD Group, printing with imagination.
On Power TV Australia, we take a frank look at computers, the internet and social media with a team of experts from around the world with Switched On IT. Learn what makes the internet tick and how to keep your kids safe online. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at www.powertvaustralia.com or download the app from the Google Play Store.
The Mother's Day Classic raises funds for the National Breast Cancer Foundation, a not-for-profit organisation that promotes and supports research into the prevention and treatment of breast cancer. This year's event is on Sunday 13 May at Queen's Park, Lindsay Street, East Toowoomba from 7 a.m. Register now online for either the 3-kilometre walk or 6-kilometre run at www.mothersdayclassic.com.au. Then follow the prompts to the Toowoomba event. Cost for adults early birds $20 or on the day $25. Child concession early birds $10 or on the day $15, and family registrations are available. For more info, email mdctoowoomba@gmail.com. The Mother's Day Classic is proudly supported by Power TV Australia and Toowoomba's Power FM.
And thanks for joining us for the TRL Footy Show, live and free on Power TV from the Toowoomba Sports Club. And now it's over to Obi.
Yeah, well, the 47th Battalion is this weekend, and that's what we've been looking forward to since last week, our lead up to that tournament. And let's have a look at the Toowoomba side, if we can get that up on screen. I'll go through it again. And there's been a few changes since it was first announced. Jackson Green at fullback, Alex Ambia on one wing, and the other wing is Dylan Chown. And then we've got Jake Hargraves, Steve Franciscus in the centres. and the halves, Jared Lee, Matt Duggan. Front row, Ronnie David, Ben Sullivan, Dale Perkins. In the back row, Mitch Cornier, Daniel York, Jason Wardrop, and then on the bench, Corey McGrady, James Dempsey, Xavier Manley, Sean Wickham, Alona Button, and Ty Gardner. So what I want to do is have a look at a few of the matchups, and I will say let's have a look at those halves, Matt Duggan and Jared Lee. Now, they've had a few of these tournaments together now, mate. Where do you think they'll excel?
Oh, I just think because they've played a little bit of footy together and they know each other fairly well, and they're a very good match as far as when Matt plays, he can really take control of the game, and Jared will sit off the back of that and just do his job. But if you were to lose Matt, Jared can then take control and be the leader as well, which happened at the Carnival last year when we had Matt injured in the first game and Jared had to take that control lead. But I think they work well together and they gel well together, and it's just that combination I think that's very good with both of them.
With your half stump, are you like you're missing your first game now with Gladstone pulling out, and obviously you probably shared that halves responsibility around between the four. With that game missing, do you go into the match maybe with an extra half on the bench or not?
Well, if that's the side we take into the game, we can use all those players in the match, so we can run them off and on. I've already had a talk to the boys about the strategy we're probably going to use going into the game, and I'm going to look at the combinations, the Waddles combination and the Valleys combination. I think they play very, very well together, and I think if we make the right changes at the right time, I think that complement each other, and I think that'll be really good for the team.
Let's not forget that in the halves you'll probably be using Corey McGrady and James Dempsey, and what I do like about Corey McGrady is that he's got a very versatile attacking game. You know, he can kick off both feet. He keeps the opposition guessing, whereas James Dempsey has probably the best high ball in the competition, doesn't he, mate?
Yeah, that's right. James actually feels an opportunity to fill a number of roles. He can play most of the positions in the back line and then hooker if we have to. When you only got 19 players and you go into a carnival, if you drop a player, you've got to have somebody that's got utility value and can cover a number of different positions. So that's one of the reasons some of these players have been picked. They can multi-skill, they can double up in a couple of positions. It's like Dylan Chow, he can play wing fullback. So we've got to look at those options going into the carnival just in case something goes wrong.
Anyway, let's have a look at the back positions. Jackson Green, Dylan Chown, Alex Ambia and Sean Wickham, you would think were going to cover those back three spots. Chris, what are you expecting from those guys?
Yeah, well, if people ask me why I picked Jackson Green at fullback, and to appreciate Jackson's ability as a fullback, you need to go and sit at the end of the goalpost of the game and actually listen to the direction and the control he has in the game. He's a very vocal player. He works very well with Matt Duggan and he joins in very well. He's got a lot of skill, he can kick, he can pass. So his versatility and his combination with Matt is really, really good. And then you've got Dylan Chowan, who's a different type of player with explosive speed. He knows where to find the try line and get there. We were talking about putting Dylan on the wing. We're thinking about going to put him on the bench, and we're going to try and bring him and Corey McGrady and the other Valley partner on together, the three of them together, and let them play some footy. Yeah, I think, look, I'm really looking forward to...
That'll add some spark, won't it, when they come on. If there's the other side's tiring a little bit and that... Mate, Dylan Chown and Corey McGrady, geez, they can play some footy, can't they?
That's exactly right, and I think why not utilise their ability to play together and use it as a strength.
And I do think I like the players. I love going up the middle rather than around, and pace will always win the day. Let's go on to the front row positions, and I suggest you've got Dale Perkins, Ronnie David, Xavier Manley, also Jason Wardrop, we'll talk about him in a moment, led by Ben Sullivan, Chris.
Yeah, people might say, why is Ronnie David in the squad? But we've had Ronnie David in the squad for the last 3 years, and he's been exceptional at all the carnivals. He can fill a number of positions. He's very hard to tackle, and when we were looking at our front row options, we were looking at something that was a bit more mobile and then a bigger body that can work through the middle real well, and Ronnie fitted into that. He's been playing really well for Gundawindi this year in a front row position, and if you talk to the opposition players, they say extremely hard to tackle, so he fits in well. And then Benny Sullivan, he was very, very good in our trial down in Brisbane, and he's got a bit of experience at higher levels as well, so I think the three of them will go really well. And then the guys off the bench, when they come on, hopefully they can have impact coming off the bench for us as well.
Look, I suppose you can't, with these representative games, Reeds, you can't tinker especially with the front row, because front rowers, they get hardened after season. And Xavier Manley, he's just grown the last 3 seasons. Ronnie David, we know, does play better at the next level. Well, Perco's what you get every week.
Yeah, you know what you're getting with Dale, don't you? He'll always be there. He's uncompromising. He'll play well. I like Ronnie David too, Stump. I think he'll play a lot of minutes for you as well, which is a bit different to some of the others. But Xavier Manley's really come into his own last year and this year particularly. And Benny Sullivan, as Chris said before, has played at a higher level. But when he played in those trials earlier in the year, he was fantastic out of hooker for you. So I like him. I think it's a great front row team, and I think we'll see the Clydesdale saluting in the 47 Battalion this year.
We sure will. Let's look at the back row. Mitch Cornier, Daniel York, Jason Wardrop, Alona Budden, and look, yeah, good. Well, apart probably from Mick Bloomfield, they are the form back row, aren't they, Chris?
Yeah, we're a bit disappointed. We actually selected Mick. We were going to select Mick, and he made himself unavailable due to a few little injuries he's carrying. His body's a bit sore, so that was disappointing because he's a very skillful player, and he showed that last Saturday night. But the 3 guys we've picked, I think they're very good footballers. Daniel York's been in good form again this year. He's a big body and he's quite mobile. And obviously Jace Wardrop's, he's an ultimate professional.
What's he bring? I've always tried to work out what he does, but one thing I do know, he just doesn't make a mistake, does he?
Jace?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's actually a lot more intelligent than people realise. He reads the game very, very well. He can, when you sit down and have a conversation with him about football, he's actually quite knowledgeable about the game and the way the game should be played. And when he's on the field, he can pick out things very, very early. Particularly if he's on the try line and they're going to set up a play, he can quickly identify the danger and shut it down very, very quickly. And that just comes from experience, and you can't buy that. And people that might watch football mightn't see that until you sit down and have a conversation with the guy. You won't understand what I'm talking about.
I like the defence your back 3 are going to offer, like with Mitch and Daniel and Jason. They're very strong in defence. Their sideways movement's been good, and they're a great choice for you. But they'll play big minutes as well for you as well. They'll keep moving all day.
And Chris, I was really impressed with Mitch Cornier with his defence. I'd seen him 2 weeks in a row, and gee, his work rate is high, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's a big body too. He's a lot bigger than people realise, and he's actually quite mobile. You could probably even slip him into the centres if you had to. But yeah, big body, strong defender, and he runs a ball, and he really runs a good line off Matty Duggan. And I think Daniel York and Alona Budden are fantastic game breakers, aren't they, Reeds?
Yeah, I like Nala. He's been going really well for Valleys and getting plenty of tries, but he's pretty mobile and he's pretty quick too for a big lad, but he'll offer a lot when he comes on. A few tired defenders in the opposition around the ruck there, he runs a nice line. Yeah, well, our centres, Steve Franciscus, Jake Hargraves, and I'm sure Ty Gardner will get some time during the game, and like a really good bottle of wine, Steve Franciscus, I suggest this is going to be his last representative tournament. He just brings so much to the team, doesn't he, mate?
Yeah, and we actually saw that at training last night. Steve's actually just got a new job in Dalby, and he's working fairly long hours, 7 to 7, and he's had a bit of trouble getting to training. But when he turned up last night and started running, everything in the team changed. He was full of energy, he lifted the team up, and they started really getting on their toes and going forward. And Jake Hargraves knows the try line, which we saw the last couple of weeks, and Ty Gardner, well, he really performed well when he had the Clydesdales jersey on early in the year, didn't he? Yeah, for a bloke that's only been playing for 3 years, he's come along very, very well. He's come from a rodeo background, so surely he'll be tough. Okay, well, look, after the break, we have Obi's Rant. This is the Toowoomba Rugby League Footy Show, brought to you this week by Oki RSL and the Power FM.
Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
Hi, this is Sarah and Bron looking after our feet at Hip Pocket Toowoomba.
Lace up, zip-side, pull-on, men's, women's, kids, healthcare and construction.
Get fitted for your shoes and check out our range of work socks.
At Hip Pocket, we rock it.
Art by Leonardo's has moved to the Toowoomba Homemaker Centre. Sit down with a coffee and our friendly, experienced staff can help you choose the perfect custom frame to suit your artwork and budget. Plus, all framing is done on site. Come and visit us at our new showroom. At the roundabout, take the third exit onto the War Ego Highway.
See, honey, we will be there in no time.
You were supposed to take this. Online is easier.
Make a U-turn immediately.
It's all right, honey. The GPS is just recalibrating.
Turn left into the river now.
This is going well. The car park is chockers. Why didn't we just go online?
Yes, madam. Just take the mouse and log on to powerfmrockshop.com.au.
The Power FM Rock Shop. You bought the album, saw the concert, now own the t-shirt. www.powerfmrockshop.com.au.
Hi, this is Bron and Sarah from Hip Pocket Toowoomba. Join us every Monday night at 7 p.m. on Power TV Australia for our new safety show, Rocking It with Hip Pocket.
When we explore work safety issues, demonstrate how to use safety equipment, discuss your workwear and PPE options and much, much more.
Find out what safety equipment you need for the job, why you need it and how to use it in this fast-paced, informative show. Discover a whole new world of entertainment every Monday night at 7 p.m. at www.powertvaustralia.com or download the app from the Google Play Store. And remember, at Hip Pocket, we rock it.
The Mother's Day Classic raises funds for the National Breast Cancer Foundation, a not-for-profit organisation that promotes and supports research into the prevention and treatment of breast cancer. This year's event is on Sunday 13 May at Queen's Park, Lindsay Street, East Toowoomba from 7 a.m. Register now online for either the 3-kilometre walk or 6-kilometre run at www.mothersdayclassic.com.au. Then follow the prompts to the Toowoomba event. Cost for adult early birds $20 or on the day $25. Child concession early birds $10 or on the day $15 and family registrations are available. For more info, email mdctoowoomba@gmail.com. The Mother's Day Classic is proudly supported by Power TV Australia and Toowoomba's Power FM.
And welcome back to the TRL Footy Show, live and free on Power TV Australia. Now it's time for Obi's Rant.
Well, I tell you, it's a rantathon today. I've got 3 topics, and the first one is the significance of the 47th Battalion here in Toowoomba. This is a historical moment, and I urge for everyone that's in town to get out and see some of the best football you're going to see. Now, what a historical moment it is for the women. How far has Women's League come in the last few seasons? It's been absolutely fantastic. And congratulations to all those involved. And look, what the best compliment is that we've got probably Australia's best known women's rugby league player is Steph Hancock. She's coming home to play for her beloved area here, the southwest area. So, and oh, by the way, her father did play the first State of Origin, so that's fantastic for us. But my rant is about the HIA rule and how clubs, especially in the NRL, are manipulating that rule, reads, where they get half a knock and they tap their head and they go off with a actual sore headache, and that means they get another replacement there as well. It just doesn't sit with me properly, does it, Reed?
No, I agree with you, Obes. I think it's been well and truly abused throughout the NRL. They cut the interchanges back to 8 for the duration of the match to try and get some fatigue in there and bring the little and the quicker blokes back into the game. But you see it all the time. You watch the injured player down before they're even assessed. Someone runs out, puts a hand on them, and then they're signalling for the head injury, and therefore they get a free interchange if they bring that fella back on in 15 minutes. But you'll see him hobbling off, you know, with a clear leg injury, but it's going off under HIA. I think they need to crack down on it, and it needs to start being a little bit tougher on the when they are coming off, because it's making a farce of cutting down interchanges.
Yeah, it's like we may as well go and play soccer.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what it's getting like. Some of them are laying down and then they get a free interchange under the head knock rule, and then they come back within 15 minutes and it's a free interchange.
And look, Chris, we haven't spoken to you about the women's competition from the outside looking in, and I know you work closely with Richard as well. What a great thing it is for the women's game here this weekend.
Yeah, well, it's the fastest growing numbers that in the game. Rugby league is women as far as growth goes. And obviously it's in all sports now. They want to get out and play multiple men's sports, and I think the growth of rugby league for women is good, and it also brings a different spectator to the game. If they're playing the game, they're going to go and watch the game, and hopefully that'll increase the crowd numbers as well.
Okay, well look, that's it on behalf of the TRL Footy Show. We wish all the teams a fantastic weekend. We welcome you to Toowoomba. Thanks for coming all this way. It is going to be a wonderful tournament here on the weekend. So thanks to our sponsors, Oki RSL, Power FM, playing one great song after another. And also thanks to Royce Music and Computer Troubleshooters. Please remember, if you are interested or are interested in advertising with us, being a sponsor of our show, please contact us by email or by phone. This is a production of the Power TV Australia in conjunction with Power FM. I'm Obi, thank you for your company, and see you again for another edition of the TRL Footy Show next week. See you later.
Cheers.
Sunday night at the movies. Latest release movies brought to you exclusively by US filmmakers including Lima Films. Sunday night at the movies, so join us every Sunday night at 7 p.m. right here on Power TV Australia.
Hi, this is Mick Jagger on
Classic Vinyl. This is Debbie Harrow from Blondie.
This is Jimmy Barnes here.
Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac.
This is Reverend Willie G from ZZ Top.
The best tracks from the greatest albums of our generation.
That's right.
From your breakfast and coffee to your drive home.
We've got the classic hits that make your workday.
Then you got a job to do.
Go by a lot faster.
Hey, if we haven't said it lately, thanks for listening.
The home of classic rock. Don't touch the dial.
PowerFMradio.com.au.
Playing indoor netball, cricket, soccer, dodgeball and volleyball is a great way to keep fit and catch up with friends, and the place to go and play any or all of these sports is Action Indoor Sports. There are competitions for juniors and adults of all levels of ability, from beginners to the most experienced. Action Indoor Sports is home to Inflatable World, an inflatable theme park for all ages, and new and coming soon, indoor softball. Go and see for yourself. Action Indoor Sports is located at 31 Spencer Street, Toowoomba. Check out the website toowoombaindoorsports.com or phone 4635 9999.
Well, welcome along to My Music. I'm Jeff Black. Let me tell you about the T-Bird Diner. Well, just over here, we've got a Ford custom line that's crashed through the wall. Next episode on My Music on Power TV Australia. I'll see you then.
The Mother's Day Classic raises funds for the National Breast Cancer Foundation, a not-for-profit organisation that promotes and supports research into the prevention and treatment of breast cancer. This year's event is on Sunday 13 May at Queen's Park, Lindsay Street, East Toowoomba from 7 a.m. Register now online for either the 3-kilometre walk or 6-kilometre run at www.mothersdayclassic.com.au. Then follow the prompts to the Toowoomba event. Cost for adults early birds $20 or on the day $25. Child concession early birds $10 or on the day $15, and family registrations are available. For more info, email mdctoowoomba@gmail.com. The Mother's Day Classic is proudly supported by Power TV Australia and Toowoomba's Power FM.